Let's talk about Darius the Great. He was king of Persia from 550 to 486 BC. He wasn't actually the heir to the throne or anything. He served under King Cyrus the Second, because it was Cyrus the First, and then Cambyses the First, and then Cyrus the Second, and then Cambyses the Second. Cyrus the Second had a dream that Darius was like a flying demon and like the ruler of the entire world, and so he didn't really trust Darius, and he thought that he wanted like to kill his son and take over the throne and take over the world. But Darius, he was just chilling. He didn't really care. He didn't think like that. And after Cyrus died, his son took the throne, and Cambyses, it was like, it was fine. Everything was fine, and then he lost his mind, murdered his brother, and then died of an infected leg wound. But it's pretty standard for that time period, so couldn't really expect much of anything else. So it was kind of Darius's time to shine, and he ended up murdering all the other usurpers and getting all the nobles on his side. And from there, he discussed like what kind of form of government the empire should be, and they were all like, hey, let's have a republic. And then Darius was like, no, it's gonna be corruption and infighting. Just let me take care of it, boys. I got this. But all the nobles were like, okay, if we're gonna have a king, we at least want a shot at it. So 6 of them, including Darius, went outside and they said, when the sun rises, whoever horse neighs the first becomes the king. And so Darius had a servant who grabbed the horse's balls and then shoved them up the nose of the horse, making the horse, neigh. So the nobles kind of caught on and were like, hey, that's bullshit, and Darius is like, nah, I'm just that smart, smarter than you guys, I should be king. And they're like, I guess he's king now. But there's still this other guy, Bardia, who wanted to be king, and he had a big following. So, Darius murdered him and then had his brother impersonate him to endorse Darius to be the next king. And it pretty much worked. The following morning, he was crowned king of Persia. And sometime afterwards, one of the noblemen who was buddies with Darius came over to, hang out with him or something. And the guards told him that he went to bed, and so the nobleman got so pissed off he cut off the nose and ears of both of the guards and then tied them up. And Darius thought that the noblemen were like rebelling against him, so he shot the nobleman a couple messages, asking like, hey, what's good? You guys still support me and whatnot? And they're all like, yeah, of course we do. What are you talking about? And Darius is just like, well, this asshole nobleman, his name was Intafurnes, I think, something like that, cut off the nose and ears of both of my guards. Bet he's planning a rebellion. So Darius took him to court, and there's no evidence that the guy was trying to plan a rebellion against him. So he just got really pissed off and ended up murdering the guy's entire family. But Darius was more well known for conquering. He would go around declaring that he was the king of this area, and they'd be like, dude, what are you talking about? And then he would conquer them and be like, see, I told you. So he conquered Syria and Iraq and invaded Egypt and Anatolia and made it all the way to Greece, and planning on conquering Greece, and the Greeks weren't going to have any of that, and they kicked his ass and sent him home. And the Egyptians went to rebel, but right beforehand he ended up just dying. And that was it. Story of Darius the Great of Persia. Persia had other kings. No one really cares about him. Why would you? This guy was great. So yeah, I hope you liked the video. Hope you learned something. Make another one soon, maybe. I don't know. Cool.